It's not loaded yet.
Okay.
Yep.
Right now?
Yep.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another live stream. First things first, if you like what I do here, I really need your support. Simply by going to my YouTube channel, clicking on subscribe, then flick over and go to notifications and select all. That way, when I release new videos, you'll be notified straight away. I need 1,000 subscribers for YouTube so I can start getting paid from YouTube. Because I'm at the moment I'm doing this all out of pocket, and it's getting that stage where it's unaffordable. So, but I'll keep doing this as long as I can. So it won't cost you any money. Just hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel and select all notifications. That's all you need to do to support this channel. Now today we're going to look at a couple of videos to deal with fraud. But the first one I want to look at is by Senator Jordan Steele-John. Now, I quite like Jordan Steele-John. He's very passionate about his advocacy for people with disabilities. He has a disability himself. Like I said, he's passionate, he's articulate. He truly is a representative of people with disabilities. You know, he does great work, and I'm a huge supporter of Jordan Steele-John. His work, especially with the NDIS, we need as much help as we can get. But we come across this video where he was, I think it was at a Senate inquiry, and he was speaking. For those people who are blind, Senator Jordan Steele-John's in a wheelchair. He was talking, he stopped to take a sip of water, and the person took that as him being finished, and he went to move to the next person. So we'll just play that clip, please, Chris.
Minister.
No.
Oh, sorry, Senator Steele-John. I apologise.
If I could sit down to indicate, you would know that I hadn't finished.
I apologise.
Yep. So a simple thing by, you know, when people go to meetings, especially government meetings, when they talk, they stand. Obviously, Senator Steele-John can't stand. He's in a wheelchair. So as he took a sip of water, the person doing the Senate's inquiry mistaken him as being finished and went to move to the next person. And Senator Steele-John said, you know, if I was standing and sat down, then you could see I was finished. Now, this is a common occurrence that people with disabilities run into all the time. I had a very good friend who was paralysed. He often complained about people walking around him or standing in front of him when he was near the counter being dealt with by a shopkeeper, because they thought that they didn't see him, they didn't recognise him as being a customer, being someone that needs assistance. Now, I've come across this because, as everyone knows, I'm blind. Last year, I went to Bingley. This is just an example. I walked in, and this young girl come up, introduced herself, stood directly in front of me, looked at me when she was talking and when I was talking. When she walked away to check something out, she said, "Just stand there. I'll be a second. I'm just going to walk away and check to see if we have that in stock." She walked away and she come back and said, "Oh, this is so-and-so. I'm back. Yes, we do have that in stock." I was so impressed with that. I actually rang up Bingley, the HQ, the store owner, Lionel Lee. Got through to his office to say, "This was great work by this young woman. He needs to ring up and say, 'Job well done.'" But when I rang the office, Oh, no, we don't do that. And I said, well, you should. I mean, this is the perfect way to interact with a person who's blind. She did it perfectly, and she needs to be congratulated and acknowledged for what she did. Oh, don't know. Also, can you let Lionel Lee know that she's an excellent employee? She's done everything perfectly. Oh, I suppose. So I hung up. I waited a couple of months, went back down to Bingley, spoke to the manager. Did Lionel Lee ring up this young woman and say, job well done? No, haven't heard a thing. I said, what, not even from an area manager? No, I haven't heard a thing. And I said, well, that just pissed me off. This is the sort of attitude that people with disabilities face daily, and the frustration can come through quite clearly. And people see that as being aggressive when it's not. It's just frustration. But like I said, I'm a huge fan of Jordan Steele, John. He's very passionate. He believes in what he's doing. He's articulate. And even though I don't agree with all of his politics, what he does with people with disabilities, I'm a huge fan of. He does such great work. And you know, I wish I could. I've tried reaching out to him, but he won't return my calls. Maybe he's too busy. I don't know. It's just I want to thank him for a job well done, and for believing in what he's doing, and for his passion to help people with disabilities with the NDIS. It's just fantastic. So thank you, Senator Jordan Steele, John. Job well done. Thank you very much. Now, over the past few weeks, I've been looking on YouTube, investigating the NDIS as part of what I do. And I often come across a few videos that, raise concerns for me as a person with a disability and as an NDIS participant. Now, the first one we're going to show is by a couple of young men, Pete Z and Drew, and they're talking about how fraud is going on with the NDIS. Now, it's not people by people with disabilities, it's about service providers and their ability to be able to rort the system. So can we just play that clip, please, Chris?
With the NDIS. Holy freaking hell, this is what we needed.
Hello, I've got one NDIS client. They actually only pay by the hour, and it is a minimum 2 hours. So if I'm there for 10 minutes, I'm getting paid 2 hours. It is so easy to exploit. I think it's like $56 an hour or something like that.
What?
And I look after two girls. Where my invoices go is a company called Plan Partners, and have they've also got a manager. Her name's Summer. So there's this pyramid of people underneath, right? So they share this unit. Now, their plan manager was saying to me, oh, well, because they both receive NDIS, you can charge double for what I'm doing.
What?
Are you with me?
Yeah, I am with you, yeah.
Right, and I'm like, no. Like, I know I'm ripping them off, right? I'll be honest. I've even said to Plan.
So if she's going to an apartment where there's two people, two clients of the NDIS, two participants, why can she charge double? Why isn't she charging an hourly rate and sharing that between those two people who live in that apartment? So they both pay half an hour each for that 1 hour's work, or an hour each for the 2 hours work. I don't understand, because when I spoke to my plan manager and the support coordinator, that's exactly what they say. You can, if there's more than one person, then they share that cost of that one service. So if it's a 2-hour appointment, they both pay an hour, which is fair, which is reasonable. But for them both to pay 2 hours each, that's not reasonable. That's just not reasonable. Just play in place.
Partners, you know I'm not there for 3 hours, don't you? And they're like, oh yeah, but it doesn't matter, you know, because we can't break it down to. Because I said to them, can't we break one of these hours? Like, can't I put in, you know, a half hour?
Yeah.
They don't do it. Their computer can't handle it.
So they're basically promoting for you to say, oh yeah, I was there for 3 hours, even though you weren't actually
100%.
there.
I bill them for 3 hours every single week. It's a whole pyramid scheme, right?
She also gave me actual invoices as proof as to what was happening behind closed doors. This isn't just no ordinary defrauding of the system. This is cleaners who go to a participant's house, get the participant to sign off on them cleaning their house, but really, in reality, they didn't actually do the job. So for instance, they only did 30 minutes at this participant's house, but they put 3 hours, which then made them $162.21. The most vulnerable people are getting taken advantage of. We have the evidence of the invoice we got sent, but if I'm being honest with you guys, I do not trust myself. Like, that's just me being honest. So we're gonna go to an NDIS plan management company and go and speak to the head boss, who's been in the industry for over 10 plus years. Now think about this, 30 minutes cleaning is being done on a participant's house and they're charging for 3 hours on an invoice. So the big question is it actually allowed under the NDIS policy to charge a minimum amount of hours for cleaning a participant's home? Or is this just a myth to overcharge innocent, vulnerable people? This is my mother.
Yeah, g'day.
If there was a cleaner, right, that was supposed to be cleaning a room like this,
Yes,
how long do you think it would take normally?
it's
For
not a
people
big
to clean.
room. That looks like it's like 6, 7 square meters.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit more. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be that long. What's your view on it?
Like 30 minutes? Like,
Again, I'm not a cleaner, but it shouldn't take long. Yeah. What are they charging you?
well, this is interesting.
Yeah. Let's
So-
have a look and see.
We have invoices of
Yeah.
that they're saying it takes to clean at 100.
Service date. So let's.
Yeah, so there's quite a few invoices that are showing.
Again, I don't know who's doing what, but it's possible they're taking the piss.
Yeah.
That would be my
Yeah.
view if it was me.
Yeah.
And Mum, if I was you, I'd be going, what are they doing?
Do you guys know Plan Partners?
Yeah, they're
So-
big.
I then explained to him that a whistleblower told us they do 30 minutes of work, but are required to bill 2 hours because they say the system won't allow them to do less. The
They're
invoices.
telling them to inflate them.
Yeah,
They should not be doing that because
allegedly anyway. Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
why are they telling that? Because that's not a big job. Like they can only charge for what they do, but you shouldn't be telling them to inflate. We would be
shut that down.
on the face of it. It looks a bit sketchy.
So at this point, we have a legit testimony from an employee, a real document that was provided to us showing $10,000 of invoices. We even spoke to NDIS providers who told us this is wrong, but we need to see this for ourselves to fully build this case. So let's set up a sting operation. The whistleblower obviously sent me that photo of the participant's unit. This looks pretty much the same size. So if they clean for 30 minutes, then they put 2 hours, they are completely lying, and that is against the NDIS rules. And imagine how many people could allegedly, potentially be doing this. So just put the math together. Think about it. $52 billion of taxpayers' money is going into the NDIS program. Now, where is that money going, you ask? Well, let's frickin' find out. Is it, which NDIS provider is this? Because, sorry, there's a...
Help in support.
Help.
Help in support.
So her name's May Parker. She's an NDIS participant, so she needs a clean on her unit. So for something like that, if it takes like, say for instance, 30 minutes to clean that unit, how long would you guys put on the actual invoice?
I think for NDIS, minimum 2 hours.
So that's on the
Yeah.
NDIS rules.
Yeah, that's the rules, minimum 2 hours.
Oh, nice. Okay, that sounds
Okay,
good.
All right, I'll get back to you later today.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all
Bye-bye.
right, thank you, bye.
That's their way of finessing the finesse. They finesse this by saying that that's in the NDIS rules. but it's actually not. And just to further confirm this point,
Welcome to the National Disability Insurance Agency.
recently I had a cleaner clean for one of my participants, and they cleaned for 30 minutes. And I was just wondering, like, how long am I supposed to put onto the invoice?
Okay, so if it's been half of 1 unit or 1 hour, it would be that.
So it'd be 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they've cleaned for. And
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of people say there's a minimum of 2 hours. Is that actually a real NDIS rule, or it's not?
To my knowledge, it's not an NDIS rule, but if you want to, you can have a look on the NDIS website and see if there's any minimums. I haven't seen one.
So that bloke's talking to someone on the phone from the NDIS. Is that person taking that female that was taking the phone call, do they work for Serco? And do they actually know the rules and regulations, Serco? Because I thought they were just a call centre. I don't know. I mean, if Serco are being paid to answer inquiries, shouldn't they know these rules and policies of the NDIS? Not, I think so. It's either yes or no. This is what we get by employing third-party contractors to answer questions. Serco have such a high rate of turnover of staff because they only pay minimum wage. They work from home. They use their own personal computer. And they're reading the codes of conduct and the rules and policies of the NDIA from their home computer. Shouldn't they be knowledgeable on what service providers can and can't do? And knowledgeable when a participant rings up and asks questions? They should give them a straight answer. Not, I think so. This is why on the 20th of February, I emailed the privacy officer at the NDIS because I only just found out that they employ Serco and other third-party contractors to withdraw my consent for them to access my personal private information. I don't trust them. This is just a way for the government to shake responsibility and say, well, that's, they should be trained properly. Well, no, you're their employer. You should be ensuring that they're trained properly. But we'll just keep on with that. Please, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I know that there isn't minimums, but people keep trying to tell me that there's minimums and that the NDIS has minimums, but I know that it's not true.
Yeah, I haven't seen a minimum on the NDIS website.
So if they clean for 30 minutes, they have to put 30 minutes on the invoice.
Yes.
So I'm here now with a very established cleaner who's been in the industry for how long?
7 years.
The whistleblower sent me the NDIS participants unit. How long do you think that this will take to actually clean a room like this?
So I would assume if it was like a deep clean, it would take at least 2 hours to clean because I know NDIS does more surface cleans. I would say maybe roughly 30 minutes to complete.
So you think 30 minutes for something like this?
I would say 30 minutes. Yeah.
This is the Airbnb that we actually rented. Are you ready, Adrian, for the big reveal? And this is the size of what the NDIS participants unit would look like. So it's very accurate on the dimensions, the sizing, and everything like that. So this will be a good test, but we can't just leave it like this. We've got to do a few things to make this look like, I've been living here for 3 years, or like my grandma, May Parker, has been living here for 3 years. Aunt May. Yeah, just act like, not too messy, but I've been sleeping in here for like, a century. So they're about 2 minutes away from being here, the cleaner. I think I only just put like, kind of like if someone was just,
that's it.
yeah, I think just a little bit, just like that. We're going to make it look used.
Oh, Pete,
Pete, I see them. Hurry up.
This isn't shutting.
Put it to the spin.
Oh my goodness. We're going to leave $60 up there as well. Hello, how are you? Very good. Yeah, you work here? I'm going to be gone until late next week. So you guys just do what you need to do. And that's it. And then, yeah, my participant will be back in a few days. In a couple days. So you take it.
Vacuum everything here?
Sorry?
Vacuum.
How are you guys going to clean without any supplies?
Okay.
So this will be on the NDIS, charge the NDIS, right? The invoice? Yes? Okay, that's all good. You guys just do what you need to do, and yeah, I'll be back in a few days. So, okay, thank you. Holy crap. How is there 2 cleaners for such a small room? Now, I was going to set up multiple cameras to show evidence on this, but unfortunately, in this country of Australia, you would potentially go to jail for committing such a heinous crime of setting up one single camera inside of a room. That's right. You would get potentially up to 5 years in prison. So I can't risk that. Obviously, I've dealt with the court system before. It just shows you how bad the system currently is, that it's actually set up for the criminal rather than the actual person trying to bring justice. Did you see them?
I saw them.
Yeah, it's 2 of them. Yeah.
They're a couple.
Yeah. Bro, they literally have no cleaning supplies at all. No mop, no vacuum, no wipes, no spray. All right, so the time starts now. Let's see how long they take to actually clean that room. If they, I swear, if they literally leave within 20 minutes and then charge me 2 hours, that's gonna be the biggest joke. How is there 2 separate cleaners for such a small room? I'm guessing they will charge a fortune actually, but we'll see. We'll soon find out what could possibly be happening inside of this room. They didn't even have cleaning equipment.
They came with nothing.
What are they cleaning this with? I don't understand. How are NDIS providers getting cleaners like this to do that? I'm rolling.
It's like, what's the time?
25 minutes. 25 minutes. Holy crap. Wait. So they've taken 25 minutes? Where are they?
They're at the door.
Both of them are coming out now. They've taken 25 minutes and now they're leaving. Oh crap. Let's hope they don't see you. They're leaving after 25 minutes. Job well done. Now, this is the thing. We have to wait to actually receive the invoice. Are they going to drive down this way?
I think so.
Yeah. So we have to wait to receive the invoice. So if they put anything above this, if they put 2 hours on the invoice, you know this is what a lot of people are potentially doing in the NDIS, allegedly anyway. So, bro, they were laughing as they were walking out. They're like, it's the funniest thing ever. I just screwed over an NDIS participant. Come on. In reality, they don't understand. They're being caught in 4K, 8K, especially if I receive that invoice. These guys, we're going to make sure that they get reported and everything, and we confront them about it. So, oh my, wait, I thought they were.
It's touched. What is it?
Oh, it's still there, yeah. Well, when you have no cleaning equipment, how are you going to clean? Like, look at this. They didn't even clean the fridge. All of this is all messy, all smudgy. They haven't cleaned any of this. Oh my goodness. If you look at this, look at all the swirls and everything on this mirror right here. They didn't even clean this at all. Genuinely right now, all they've done is clean I would say the bed. Okay, they literally kept the mat on the floor. I mean, the bathroom is like somewhat decent. Bro, what the hell? She used my tissues that we had from the tissue box. Look how many tissues that she used. I guess that's why they had no cleaning equipment. They just go around using other people's tissues. Holy crap. We've received the invoice.
No way.
We received the invoice. I didn't tell you. We just received the invoice from Help in Support. The people that just did 25 minutes at that unit. $236.06 they charge.
What was that?
That's 25 minutes.
$200 for 25 minutes work. Do doctors earn that much? I don't think doctors earn that much. And they go to university for, what, 8, 9 years? Unbelievable. So they should have actually charged 30 minutes. Even though there was 2 of them, they were there for 30 minutes. So if that was such a small room and it took 2 people 25 minutes, then that should have taken 1 person an hour to do the same room. Yeah, no, I don't believe that. That's just crazy. This is what's happening all the damn time. But when you listen to the media and you listen to the government, as people with disabilities rotting the system, they blame people with disabilities. Now, we came across a video the other day, and there was a bloke talking about why the government is not taking all these people to court, because I'm going to try and find that video for the next time. But basically what he said was that the government won't prosecute all the fraud cases because it would overwhelm the court system. Really? So the government's quite happy to save money by cutting funding to people with disabilities, but not cutting down on the rorts, on the fraud? How does that in any way, shape or form equitable? You're punishing people with disabilities for service providers committing fraud. You're punishing the victim for the criminal's crime. I'll just say that again. You're punishing the victim for the criminal's crime. Good one, Albanese. You're such a smart man. You're such a brilliant man. Cut the funding because you're too lazy and it won't make your government look good. So you're bowing to the pressure from the media, punishing people with disabilities on the NDIS for what criminals are doing. So you're punishing the victim for what the criminals are doing. Well done, Albanese. You grub. You pathetic piece of crap. I don't care if it does overwhelm the court system. Bring up a new court, specifically for the NDIS frauds. It's just this knee-jerk reaction because the media harp on about the cost of the NDIS, so you blame people with disabilities. Now, I've been saying since the start of the NDIS, all the state governments closed their state-run disability services down and told everyone to get onto the NDIS. I was told that by 2 different state-run disability services. We're closing it down and you have to go onto the NDIS. So is that the fault of a person with a disability? That the state-run services are closed down to force people onto the NDIS so the states could save money? Is that our fault? I don't think so. So the government's cutting our funding to get it back under control without attempting to crack down on fraud, to prosecute the people who commit these frauds. They know it's going on. They just don't care because it's too hard. It's easier to take away funding, to make it harder for people to get things that they need that everybody else takes for granted. How does that seem fair? the government's lazy, they're incompetent, they're liars. I know you're not supposed to say a liar because it's defamation, but we all know the best liars become politicians. But we'll just keep playing this video is from Pete, Zed, and Drew. They have their own website. Go check it out. They do a fantastic job. They really do. So just hit play again, please, Chris.
For 25 minutes.
Does it say how many hours?
Let's check. View your bill online. We'll check right now. This will be crazy if they actually put... How many hours did they put? What? So they put 2 hours for the cleaning, $116.06. Then non-labor costs, $120. I did not agree to that at all.
Did they tell you about that?
No. And this is through the NDIS. They expect the NDIS to fund this.
And why would it be for 2 people when one person is driving?
$236. What? Bro, for 25 minutes. We need to go and confront them about this because this is, it's not right. We need to confront them, also report them to the NDIS. People that are allegedly, taking this much, like $236, they're not going to go into it because they think it's peanuts. And the crazy part is there's 751,000 NDIS participants. And if we just put a conservative amount of 20% of that number, then if you times that by 200, which is what my invoice got inflated, that then equals $30 million potentially being defrauded from the NDIS. That is actually insane and a misuse of funding. Help in support, $236.06 for a 25-minute cleaning job. What do you think?
It's crazy.
It's great.
So the staff wouldn't have a clue how much they're actually getting for the job. They would only be knowing what their actual payment is.
I'm going to go to their location, so this is going to be interesting.
You're going there today.
Yeah.
Man, be careful. You're not going alone, but...
No, I have people. With Drew, he's back from America. Come on. The big Drew's here he is. You ready for this, man?
Yeah, no, very keen, man. It'll be good. God bless.
This is big game day for Drew and I right here. This is game day here.
25 minutes, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Almost $250 for 25 minutes of cleaning, and they didn't even have professional cleaning equipment.
Yeah.
And they're just charging it to the government.
This is coming out of the Commonwealth funds.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Take my money and fucking burn it, please.
I know.
That's beautiful. That's great.
How wild is this? So now we're going to go to their official business address and we're going to confront them about this. We're going to ask them what the hell is going on with them inflating a bill like this.
You know what? I would actually say, could we give them a tip? Because we don't really have a tipping culture in Australia, but could we give them a tip, maybe 50%, 60%?
That's possible. Come on.
Yeah,
Here we go, Drew. This is what we're doing.
We're going to call the NDIS and ask to give them a tip.
Are you ready, Drew? Is Drew ready for this? I've got the cash and he's got the flowers. We're going to...
Thanking them for their beautiful service to the disabled community. Our Aunt May.
Do you know who Aunt May is?
We're two Greek brothers and it's our Aunt May.
Yeah. Do you know who she is?
No.
Oh, you don't know Peter Parker's aunt?
Oh, is that what it is?
Spider-Man.
Hello. How are you? Jason. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Alex.
Hey, this is my brother. Yeah, because
Can we sit outside? I feel a little bit unwell.
we need some fresh air on the outside. So how you doing? Very good, very good. So, yesterday the participant said that the cleaning was remarkable. So Aunt May said that it was awesome. She returned. Yeah, she's my aunt. So Aunt May Parker. Yeah, Peter Parker's. It's related. So yeah.
And we actually wanted to give a tip for the service because it was such a good job.
Yeah, the cleaners. I don't know if it was possible.
Yeah. And
to give some flowers for the cleaners.
Aren't you going to pay through the invoice?
Yeah, she'll be paying through the invoice.
But on top of the invoice. So the invoice I think is $230. We want to give an extra $200 as a tip.
Is that?
Thank you. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. So we can give the $200. I'm just interested about something. Okay. So, how long did it take? Do you think to clean?
Said about 30 minutes.
It took about 30 minutes. Okay. So
But NDIS rule is for cleaning, it needs to be minimum 2 hours.
Is that why it's invoiced for 2 hours?
Bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Not because it took them 2 hours.
Yeah.
It didn't take them 2 hours, but because they...
So the NDIS minimum is 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was interesting because I actually spoke on the phone to the NDIS and they said that there's no minimum 2
No,
hours.
for cleaning there is minimum.
Yeah, I haven't seen a minimum on the NDIS website. To my knowledge, it's not an NDIS rule.
No, they told me that there wasn't, so.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because from what I know, when I did the thing, it says NDS minimum for cleaning is 2 hours.
Nah, they said there's no minimum and you must, report accurate, information. Now, obviously, if it takes 30 minutes, you put 30 minutes instead of 2 hours. So you obviously know these people, right? Yeah. Do you get these cleaners all the time or you get them all the time? Nice. Because, so we went in there, right? They walked in with no equipment whatsoever.
Usually we don't take the equipment. It's they provide. So wherever they go for cleaning, they should have.
Yeah. You didn't really say that to me, but yeah, that's what you did.
I thought because everywhere we provide the service. Usually they have all the cleaning products. Well, this is not a cleaning. This is NDIS, right? It's not a cleaning business. So
yeah.
Yes, it is.
So the other thing also is they were using my tissue box and the tissues that I had here to actually clean the tables for my Aunt May. Oh, and I could see them on this. They were cleaning with tissues from my tissue box, and I use these every single day. And I'm just wondering, why wouldn't they have their own?
Yeah, because they're
cleaning.
They're not supposed to. Not for NDIS cleaning.
They're not supposed to. Not one NDIS cleaning.
Wouldn't they have professional cleaning equipment?
The ones that we provide services to, usually they have the cleaning equipment and they provide everything.
That's interesting because I've spoken to another NDIS cleaner and they said that they definitely bring cleaning equipment.
So I bring my own products, equipment. I would never expect the client to provide any of that for me.
Never. Not in a million years.
Never.
If you do say that they don't have the equipment, because we assume that they do, but apologies because I didn't ask you whether they have it or not. But moving forward, if they don't have it, we can provide.
Yeah. And then I also had photos of the smudge marks all on the fridge.
Yeah.
They didn't clean up this towel that was on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, so invoice requirements, NDIS actually does say, providers are responsible for ensuring that claims for payment are complete, truthful, and accurate. We review claims regularly to ensure they are compliant. To show your claims are correct, you must maintain complete and accurate records of supports delivered to NDIS participants. These include invoices, evidence of support delivery, such as service agreements, other documents that can validate the claim for supports provided. So if they did 25 minutes, right? And then you put $236.06 on the invoice. I'm just wondering why.
For 2 hours worth of work.
That's what I said. The minimum that I was told, it's 2 hours that we should be invoicing for cleaning.
Yeah.
Did the NDIS tell you that minimum?
Not NDIS, but where we got our NDIS, the audit from, they said.
Where did you get your audit from?
I think it's Provider Plus.
Is this Provider Plus?
Yes, Kevin here.
So I've actually been working currently with an NDIS provider. The name of that NDIS provider is called Help in Support. She told me that you told them to always charge a minimum 2 hours for cleaning, even if they were there for only 25 minutes.
Why would that doesn't quite make sense to me? That's not what we do here.
So the NDIS didn't tell you the minimum 2 hours.
So that one was saying that an auditor told them to charge a minimum 2 hours because that's what the NDIS say. I mean, we don't need to keep watching this crap because we know they're lying. They're not telling the truth. But this just goes to show you that the facts that the government know these rorts are going on. They choose to do nothing about it because it's too difficult and they don't want to look bad. But they're quite happy to cut people's funding to try and save money. It just doesn't make sense. Who's the criminal here? Is it the cleaners or is it the government or is it both? In my opinion, the government and the cleaners are the criminals. Because if you know someone's breaking the law and you do nothing about it and you keep paying them, then aren't you part of that conspiracy? That's the way I view it. So if the cleaner killed someone and the government knew about it and helped them cover it up, well, let me put it to you this way. If someone accidentally killed someone and they turned around and said, oh, I've accidentally killed someone, can you help me cover it up? And they help them cover it up, they can also be charged with that crime. I just don't get it. These Pete, Zed and Drew, that, like I said, they had their own website. Please go and check it out. They do really good work. They have a link there so you can donate money so they can continue this sort of work. But this just goes to show you that the rorting that's going on, the government knows about it. They just don't want to do anything. It's too hard for them to do anything about it, and it doesn't make them look good. So instead of cracking down on these people who are doing the wrong thing, they're blaming the victim. They're blaming people with disabilities and cutting their funding back. Doesn't it make more sense for the government to charge these people with fraud? I don't care if it overwhelms the court system. They not only break the law, they should wear the consequences. And all this is because the media go on about the cost blowout to the NDIS. So everyone's all quite happy to pile on and blame the people on the NDIS for other people's fraud. It just pisses me right off. I'm just sick of it. Now, I've come across another video. This is on a current affair by a young woman who's well known on the social media platforms, who again is doing the wrong thing. So you can just play that one, please, Chris. This is by a current affair, and job well done for a current affair for bringing this to the people's attention.
Well, her comments are vile, vicious, and full of hate. Monique Jeremiah is on the warpath against her old NDIS clients, trolling them online, even leaking their private information. Advocates say she shouldn't be allowed near anyone with a disability.
So, Monique, are you everything wrong with the NDIS? Zarusha? You say that your NDIS registration has been cancelled now.
Zarusha, you are a joke. Sorry.
Did you cancel your NDIS registration or did they cancel you?
So here's a bit of a sample of what I've been called an obese hippo. And most people with autism are nice, but even Ozempic didn't want to support this Chewbacca.
Just when you think she can't shock us anymore,
she will.
She does.
She has this necessity to have attention on her. You got what you wanted.
It's Monique Jeremiah from Diversity Models.
Monique has always craved being on camera, just not ours.
Sorry.
Monique, you always say any PR is good PR.
Not with you.
When she didn't make it as a model and her reality TV career didn't kick off,
I'm a farm virgin.
Yeah, okay.
she started Diversity Models, NDIS registered. It was Australia's first disability modelling agency.
It was never about people with disability. It was about getting Monique in front of the camera.
And Monique sure found herself in front of ours. Monique, third time's a charm.
Here we go.
Yes, for the third time.
You are a joke. Sorry, but I'm not interested in a second interview with you. No, actually a third interview, Zarusha.
We first met Monique last year when her model spoke out on a current affair with shocking claims.
Monique basically asked me, do you have a walking stick? And I said no. And she said, well, I basically need one for this shoot.
You were told to look more disabled.
Yeah.
As I'm a white Aboriginal, she made me look like a dark Aboriginal.
She told you to look
more Aboriginal.
Yeah.
Why did you darken her face?
It doesn't matter. I'm her makeup artist. I prepared her for her shoot.
When I found out that I was being taken advantage of with payments, I was pretty upset.
Even the hair and makeup artist Monique hired for her models claims she was undercut.
To find out that they were paying $425 for what I was getting paid $50 to do, that absolutely shocked and disgusted me.
Disability advocate Alicia Matthews has stepped.
So that makeup artist, she was getting paid $50, but the organisation was getting paid over $400. Again, fraud. Not by people with disabilities, by so-called service providers. Now, not all service providers are like this, but there's enough out there who's making it look bad for everyone. Press play again, please.
In to support models being attacked online.
But what people with disability wanted was representation. She took that away from them the moment she dressed herself up in a hijab and got into a wheelchair.
This is what happens when people are jealous. That they love to ambush. They know I love the media. Why not? I've been on a lot of TV shows. I'm proud.
Monique's still up to her old tricks, except now her behaviour is even worse. She's recently lashed out at her models online, writing this about Janata Knight, who was born with fetal alcohol syndrome.
Egghead Janata. She's a member of the famous victimhood, 1/16th white Aboriginal, with literally a drunk mum who carelessly birthed her.
Who says that kind of stuff? Who says that kind of stuff and then puts their hand out for NDIS funding?
Monique's also published how much Janata receives in her NDIS plan. Hayley Livesey's had to change her phone number because Monique's also posted her personal information.
Zarisha Bradley here live on the Gold Coast interviewing me for a third time.
Do you think that's okay, Monique?
Hey Zarisha.
You've exposed your clients' private information, their address, their NDIS plans.
Zarisha,
why would you do that?
You are a joke.
Hayley's legally blind. She also lives with functional neurological disorder and sometimes has seizures. Monique's publicly said this about her.
Monster, shunted head, pretends she has poor vision and claims she has seizures. She's also had major fat surgery because, yes, she was morbidly obese.
It has been relentless for Hayley. Monique found a photo of me and Hayley working together, and Monique used some of the most vile language to describe the both of us.
Looks like the two dogs hang out in each other's kennels. Random retards.
This is somebody who should not be anywhere near people with disability. If you are still using this word in this day and age, and yet she still continues to do it, along with a boyfriend.
Hi everyone, it's Monique and this is Luan.
Luan Mamishi and Monique's online comments have got them in trouble on the streets of the Gold Coast.
You call her a retard, so I'm going to give you the opportunity to call it to her face to face. I'm giving you the opportunity to call it to her face. Everyone knows who you are. I'm giving you the opportunity.
Do you think it's okay to call people with disabilities dogs
Show everyone in front of me.
and obese hippos? Now Monique is under investigation by the NDIS Commission.
At one point, they had received over 180 complaints just about her alone.
Jesus Christ. That's just positive things through. I can't keep going on with this clip. It just doesn't get any better. You know, using that sort of language, treating people with disabilities the way they do, defrauding the NDIS. It's frustrating. It's aggravating. I'm over it. I'm just truly, I'm so angry and pissed off that these are not unusual cases. These are quite common. But why are we people with disabilities sitting back taking it? Now, I spoke to numerous people over the years, and I get asked one question repeatedly: do you think we'll go back and be put in institutions? I went, no, they would never do it. The government would never do it. Now I'm not so sure. But it's funny that all those people who asked that question were all raised in institutions. They're terrified of going back. A lot of people with disabilities don't like speaking up and protecting their rights because they don't like to make a scene. They don't like to cause problems because of the repercussions. What can we do as people with disabilities to stop this from happening in the future? Now, our so-called representatives on the AEST and the NDIA board, what the hell are they doing? Truly, what are they doing? They weren't elected to those positions. They were appointed by the government, successive governments, so by Labor and the coalition. They're not allowed to talk to the public. Now, a former IAC member was complaining on LinkedIn that one of his applications to get something was denied. He contacted the NDIS to find out why. They couldn't give him an answer. So what did he do? He called the chairperson of the NDIA board to get the information on his behalf, which he got. Now, I understand the frustration that this person is going through, like finding out why they were denied. I've been denied numerous times myself, and I'd like to, and still like to know why. But reaching out to the chairperson of the NDIA board to get that information, which they got. So why isn't every other participant on the NDIS allowed to do the same? What's good for one, it's got to be good for everyone. Why isn't the federal government stepping back from running the NDIS, then let the NDIS run itself? And why isn't the federal government, the actual auditors, going in and checking people's invoices, making sure everything's been adhered to by service providers, participants, fund managers, independent support workers? In my opinion, the federal government should be the investigators. And when they see fraud, they should be reporting it and laying criminal charges. But they don't because it's too hard. It'll overwhelm the court system. So where's the protection for people with disabilities on the NDIS? Now, the government, I mentioned this before, they contract out to third-party organisations to answer the phone calls, to pretend to be NDIA staff when they're not. Now, I rang the Quality and Safeguards Commission and the person answered the phone. I asked them, do you work for Serco? No, I'm an NDIA staff officer. Yes, but do you actually work for Serco, who then contracts out to the NDIA? I can't answer that. 15 minutes I asked that one question and they refused to answer. And I pointed out, under the Privacy Act of 1988, if I asked you who you work for, you're supposed to tell me. They still refused. Now, I reported an organisation for possible fraud, and I'm trying to find out what the outcome was. The NDIA won't pass the information. So I've gone to the Office of the Australian Information Commission to force them to do it. So there was 4 documents they released 4, wouldn't release the other one because it would reveal operational systems and it wouldn't make the government look good. I'm not after the operational systems. And I don't care how it makes the government look. I want to find out if that organisation I reported was doing the wrong thing or the right thing. Now, if they're doing the wrong thing, then I could escalate it up the ladder. Still haven't got the information. And I'm not letting this go. I refuse to. So now, what do we do? The government's going to make all these changes coming up in the next month or two to the NDIS, cutting people's funding to save money, to look good in the media, to look good to the public. But they're not addressing the problem of fraud. Fraud's going to continue whether we have full funding or they cut our funding by 50%. The fraud's still going to happen, you morons. Jesus, what does it take for you wankers in the government to read the room? Are you that stupid? Are you that weak? Are you that gutless? You'd rather lay the burden to the poor person with a disability who has no control over that money whatsoever? And I've had to explain this so many times over the years. We get funding from the NDIS as a person with a disability. Now, if we need something, we have to provide physio reports, doctor's reports, special reports, OT reports. That the NDIA's acknowledge that they don't read the reports. So each report can cost thousands of dollars. More waste, more financial waste. So what do? We keep pushing it, and the government's brought in changes that removes our right to appeal any decision. It's like that. If we need something that's an everyday item, we can't have it because it's an everyday item. Well, just because you have a disability doesn't mean you don't need a certain item. Just because it's an everyday item doesn't mean it's not needed. The government is so incompetent, so gutless. And I'm over it. I'm fighting back in my own way. I'm trying to get all this information. I'm lodging complaints here and lodging complaints there. But until the attitude from the government changes, well, I mean, why don't we have a national registry of independent support workers and service providers? And if you do the wrong thing, then you lose your registration and you lose your ability to work for the NDIA, to get money from the NDIA. It's as simple as that. I mean, this government's so stupid and short-sighted. Last year, when there was a big song and dance about childcare, all the states got together and decided, well, let's make it, if somebody does something wrong in New South Wales and they're banned from working in New South Wales, that they're actually banned in every state, which is a great idea. But the government's so stupid and incompetent, why didn't they bring that in for aged care and disability services as well? Right across the board. Childcare, aged care and disability services have the same law, same rule for everyone in those three services. They didn't because there was this knee-jerk reaction to bad media. That's how stupid and incompetent our governments are. And we keep re-electing the same morons to the same positions. I just wish I could find someone who I could give my vote to would actually do the right thing, stand up, be counted, be heard, represent the people. Because all governments do is they just bend over with a big bowl of KY gel for the corporate companies, the big companies in this country. They don't look past the next 3 or 4 years to the next term. They should be looking 20, 30, 50, 100 years down the track. Now, the last politician to do that was John Howard. I never voted for him. Because I always believed that you voted Labor because for the working man. They're not. They're just as grubby as the next politician. And I look back on the John Howard thing now, what all the good work he did. He realised that when the baby boomers are coming up to retirement, the government wouldn't be able to support them. So he brought in the GST and he put tens of billions of dollars away to help support the baby boomers when they retired. And Kevin Rudd came in 2007 and blew the lot. We keep voting for the same morons and we keep getting the same treatment. And now there's a big pushback. You look at the coalition. People are abandoning them left, right and centre and going to One Nation. Now they're starting to abandon the Labor Party and go to One Nation. Why? Because the Labor Party and the coalition won't read the room. They're too stupid and refuse to admit that they've stuffed up. It's like when Trump went into Iran, Chalmers come out and blamed everybody else for buying up fuel. Just blame the people. That's what federal government does. State governments, all they do is blame the people. Anyway, that's my views and opinions on the frauds. And I'll try and find that video where the bloke saying that they won't do it because it'll overwhelm the court system. Well, whoop-de-doo. Blame the victim, reward the criminals. I suppose you've got to do that when you're a politician because you're all tarred with the same brush, in my opinion. We might end it there. Thank you for listening. Please support this channel by going to YouTube and subscribing to this the Blind Advocate YouTube channel. and select all notifications. Okay, thanks, Chris. Just into there.